So lately my face has been like real crazy, like breaking out real bad, and I think that it's probably because I haven't been taking care of myself as much. I kind of got like wrapped up in the baby, like new mom madness, and so yeah, I just wasn't washing my face as much as I used to. I got like adult acne. Let me fix my back because I'm always like this. So anyways, yeah, I was just wrapped up in my baby. I had adult acne like once I got in my 20s, and my face just like completely got ruined. But I like started using Proactive and I fell off the wagon, but we're back on. So I make sure to do my face first because you're not gonna catch me slipping. So yeah, that's why I'm already done. So I saved my eyes for you. So yeah, story time. I know a lot of you guys, you know, like my real friends, but we're all friends now, right? Probably think that I'm a kind of private person. Let's just say people that I know think I'm a private person. People that I'm really close to would probably say that I'm a psycho. You know, like in a fun and like super awesome way. But I don't know, I just usually internalize everything, and I guess people who I've experienced the things with are the ones who know a little bit more about me, and I guess people who actually dug in deep have gotten to know a lot about me. So let's get straight into it. So yeah, this is my story about this guy that I knew who tried to carjack me and my friends, and he was a killer. Like, he was a legit killer. Alright, so yeah, he's currently in jail right now. He's serving 30 years. And I guess I'll start by how I met him. Sorry, I should have probably had everything organized, but I don't. So when you see me doing like all of this, like my little makeup vanities right here, I have a drawer right here, and I'm using this right here. I don't know what I'm doing, so we're gonna freestyle together. Alright, so we're gonna give these people names. There's about 2 main players in it, other than myself. We're gonna give my friend that I met first, let's call him C, and then we'll call the other guy J, right? C, I was introduced to him by a neighborhood friend, and C's main job was to get me a tattoo back in the day. But you know, it was never like anything more than that. And what, like, you know, we used to like ride around and hold missions together and things like that. And so he introduced me to Jay. The day I met Jay, he had a shirt on over his head, and he like, we picked him up at this like train wreck yard. I don't know what you call it, like by the railroads, okay, like deep in Dania. I couldn't even tell you how to get there. It was just like somewhere real crazy, like real where you would hide out if you were a killer. Alleged killer, let's just say that. So the first day I met him, he jumps into the back seat, and he has the shirt over his head, and the only thing you can see is like this part of his eyes. This is when I was 18, just to clarify, because I know some of my friends thought that this was more recent, but it wasn't. It was like when I was 18. Don't ask me a year because it was long ago. I'm 31 now, so you can do the math by yourself. So you're gonna hear me repeat a lot because I can't multitask well. He jumps in the car, and you know, somewhere along the ride, he tells me that he like had killed someone and that there were bodies over there. One thing you're gonna learn real quick about this dude is that he was so honest, like he was just dead honest. Like he never really, he was not the kind of guy who would tell you a lie. So I may be lying. I mean, maybe he didn't tell me that right away, but I kind of vaguely like feel like he did though. So anyways, crap. So whatever, fast forward and we hang out, like me and Jay are hanging out more and more. And I'm gonna give you guys a little other story on top of that, that there were many signs that this dude was like real crazy. And he was just always showing me his true colors. And me being 18 years old, I kind of like just didn't really think much of it because I had just come out of like a crazy relationship, and I don't know, maybe I was just always around crazy, and so like you kind of just don't think it's that crazy. So one day like we were smoking at his house, and he fell asleep. So it was me and my two friends who just happened to be part of the other story. So C was there and my homegirl was there, and we were like, you know, teenagers, so we had to go home. So we're leaving, he's sleeping, so I just like get up and go, and I'm like, don't tell him anything. Like, I mean, okay, you're sleeping, why would I wake you up? So when me and my homegirl are getting in the car, my homeboy C was like behind still, and he, like, we just hear all this commotion, and when we like look by his sister's place, they had like a screened-in porch, and this dude Jay was like losing it. Like he was flipped, like he was being held back by C. He was like, oh, that B left me. Like he was just like crazy. Should I add that? I'm not even gonna say that. Let's just say he was on drugs other than weed. So yeah, so he was like, yeah, that B left me. Oh, she tried to leave me, and he was just like going crazy, and this dude was like holding him back. And Jay was tall and C was short, and this dude was just like kicking the furniture everywhere. Like he was real mad, like mad, like. And we thought it was a joke. Like we honestly thought it was a joke, because like who gets that mad over somebody just like going home, you know? But he was mad. He was like real mad. And this probably was one of the first events that, other than him telling me he's killed 2 people and that they were buried in the like train yard or whatever. But you know, again, 18, wasn't really thinking anything of it. So next thing you know, like we start pulling off, because C was like, go, like he is dead serious, like you need to go. So my homegirl's like peeling out, and next thing you know, Buddy broke loose, and he like chucks a brick, a big rock, whatever, at her car, trying to bust out the windows, and you know, he hit the car and it dented it. That probably was a sign that he was like a psycho, but yeah, we just ignored it. So fast forward, he had kind of done some things in between, like that would have made me question him, but I was kind of young and dumb, and you know, didn't question it. So one of these things being something he said, which was I guess I tried him somehow, but everything I did, which is like not what a normal person would say, was try to him. Like he said he was gonna stand on my mom's roof and burn it down because he knew where I lived. Actually, he said that to me, and I think to my homegirl too. He said he knew where we lived and that he was gonna stand on our roof and burn our houses down. You know how you are when you're a teenager, like, hey, no, I told my mama. Yeah. But that didn't stop me from hanging out with him, did it? No. So this is the day that he tried to carjack us now. We're all in the car. My homegirl's in the front seat driving. C is in the passenger seat next to her. I'm behind her, and he's next to me. When he came into the car, he had some little daggers. I'm not gonna call it like knives because it wasn't knives, you know, it had like, you know what a dagger looks like. But they were like, I think they were like this big. I think one was like this and the other one was like slightly bigger. So it was like the real early morning hours, like between 5 and 7. The sun hadn't come up yet. And he was like telling me very calmly. That's one thing about this dude, is that he was so calm. And the way he would go from like 0 to 8,000 in 1 second, it was like really outstanding. And I guess I should mention that he was in jail for like 8 to 12 years. Like I think he did like an 8-year and then maybe like a 4, so he was always in jail since he was a teenager. So I'm pretty sure he was institutionalized at that point with the kind of like way he used to act. So he really calmly like looks at me and he just like tells me that he's gonna kill us. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you and I'm gonna kill your homegirl and like the homeboy. Matter of fact, he gave me the order that he was gonna do it. He said, I'm gonna kill you guys and I'm gonna take your friend's car. I'm gonna kill him first, then her, and then I'll kill you last. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, you are. And he starts wrapping his hand up with a shirt, a black shirt. Matter of fact, I don't even remember the color, whatever. He starts wrapping his hand up with the shirt. And then what he starts doing is he's like asking me, do you know why I'm doing this? And I'm like, no. He's like, I'm doing this because when you start stabbing somebody, it gets really bloody and your knife starts slipping. So to prevent your knife from slipping, you wrap it up in whatever material, cloth, whatever, and it soaks up the blood so that you don't, like, your knife doesn't slip, you don't get cut in the process. Okay, let me tell you something though. I was so extremely calm that I believe, like, I would say, if you asked me why I was so calm, I would have to say, like, the grace of God had brought this calm over me. That even though my heart was, like, in el culo, I still, like, wasn't showing it, like, at all. And I have been in at least 3 different situations where my life has been threatened. And I have been really, really calm. Okay, like, and I think that was like the reason that I really wanted to like do this video, was to like to let whoever like was meant to hear this know that if you are ever in a situation where your life is threatened, whether it's like in a relationship, someone you don't know, like whatever, if you feel threatened, the #1 thing to do is like to stay calm. Like, just remain extremely calm, follow your instincts, like your intuition. Obviously there are going to be times, like, not like you're like in so many situations, but like if you're in a situation that requires you to like haul ass and like go, okay, then you do what your instincts tell you. Your instincts will know what to do. But some people panic. If you find that you're panicking, sometimes you just need to like just stay calm. So anyways, like, so my instincts just had me really, really calm. So, you know, as he's like in the back seat wrapping his hand up, my homegirl and C up front, they don't know what, like, what's going on at all. I'm the only one in the back seat who knows like what's happening right now. So as he's like wrapping his hands up, he just like all of a sudden, like, first of all, wait. At some point, I like convinced him, like he was like laying on my lap, and I'm just like, you know, you really don't have to do this, you know, like, we'll take you wherever you want to go, like, you really don't have to do this. And I'm just like, you know, trying to calm the situation down. But he was set, like, he woke up that morning set, like, or just like had it, obviously it was morning stuff. He just already had this in his mind, what he was gonna do and how he was gonna get away with it. Actually, why am I even saying that? He just knew what he was gonna do. So he tells us to, so now what he does is he pulls out the knife like this to the boy's throat, over like this, so he's like pressed against the seat, one to his throat, like in it, and the other one to his waist. So we're all like, oh, it's serious, okay? So it's real serious now. And so my homegirl was like, she was always the calm one, I'm not gonna lie. Like, she was the one like more mature than me or whatever. And she was just like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm gonna take your car. Mind you, I'm not gonna be like verbatim with this because it was so long ago, but he's like, I'm taking your car. And she was like, no, you're not. Like, no, like, why would you do that? Like, my mom, like, no, like, my mom's gonna be so mad. Like, you're not gonna do that. So she was like, so he tells us, like, tell her to pull into the alleyway off of US 1, and I want to say Hollandale. But it's the wee hours of the morning. The sun's not up, and he's asking us to go into an alleyway. He told me already that he was gonna kill us. So for us to be pulling into an alleyway, yeah, I was like really scared. And the only thing I was thinking of, like when I was like petting his hair and like trying to like, oh, you know, like listen to him or whatever, was, okay, he's gonna kill them first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna haul ass like while he's killing them, because he can't kill us all at once, right? So I'm like, I'll just like roll under the car, and I'm just like thinking of all these like different scenarios of like what we're gonna do. But in all reality, like, I'm next to him, so does that mean I'm really going first? I don't know. So she's like, she went to the alley because pretty sure C was like saying, you know, like he knew what this dude was really capable of, and he was like, do whatever he says, like, you guys like just do whatever he says, give him the car, like give him your keys. And he was like, now we're parked in this alleyway, and he's like, give me the keys or whatever he was saying, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna kill him. And he was like really, you know, like digging this knife into his throat and into his side also, so you can imagine how scared he was. And my homegirl's like starts crying all of it. She's like, please no, like my mom, she's gonna be so mad. She told us she was acting, but we were all real scared. Like, she could have been acting, I don't know. We were all like on, when your life is threatened, you are the greatest actor in your life. And she was like, no, like my mom, she's gonna be so mad, like please don't, like don't take my car, you know, I'll take you wherever you want to go, please don't take my car. And he was just like, I don't even remember what the word exchanges were at that point, but it was just a lot of like, don't take my car, my mom's gonna be mad. And we were all like just pleading with him, like trying to convince him, you know, like don't do this, like don't do this. Like, they didn't really know what he was planning at that point, you know, it was just me. So we convinced this guy somehow, some way. We convinced him like to like, we were just like, all right, look, we'll give you the car, we'll come right back here, let's just like smoke a blunt, let's please smoke, like you can like do whatever you want, just like please, like let's just all smoke. Now all three of us is like, yeah, let's smoke, Jay, let's smoke. And so he was like, no, you guys are trying to trick me, and we're like, you have the upper hand right now, like you are the one who like is capable of hurting us, like all we want to do is like smoke a joint before we're left like stranded or whatever. And so he was like, no, you guys are trying to trick me. And somehow, again, by the grace of God, he was convinced to let's go smoke a joint. So we are like pulling up to the first gas station that we see. He never takes the knives off the boy. And we go to the first gas station that we see, and we're like, oh oh, I ain't got my ID. Oh, he like, the two of them like, oh, I don't got my ID. Oh, she's like, I don't got my ID. So now we're all like cohesively, like we're all saying the same thing. Like we all caught on, like we need to get him out the car, like now, like he needs to get out the car. And so he gets out the car. Oh, well, he's like, y'all lying, y'all lying. And we're like, no, you can check us, like hoping he really wouldn't check us. But we're like, you can check us, like we don't have it, we don't have like our IDs or whatever. So he's like, you guys better not be effing with me, whatever. He got out the car. This killer got out the car, okay? And we parked, I think it was her idea that we had parked by the like where you put air in your tires and stuff, like by the vacuums and stuff. And so he had to like walk far, you know, to get to the front. So as soon as he hit those like gas pumps, she was peeling out. She was peeling the F out. Like you probably heard tires screeching. Like this is like real scary stuff. I know I'm saying it like with all the, but this was real scary for some little teenagers now. So we peeled out. We were out. When we looked back, he was running, like yelling at us. You could see the rage in this dude's face. Like he was mad that we tried him like that. So we were out. So later on that day, he goes back to his sister's house, and the reason I know what happened after that is because his sister had like met up with me, and we were just like exchanging each other's stories over like a blunt in the parking lot somewhere. So his sister, she had two kids. I don't really specifically remember what they were. And she lived with her boyfriend. And so yeah, so he went to his sister's house, and he held her and her boyfriend and the children hostage. And he had a gun, and he like decked the dude. He had him like, you know, overpowered. And I think this like was going on for a few hours, and she had always been really scared of him, and she like told me that, you know, but she also like was the older, I don't remember if she was older or younger. I kind of want to say she was older, and she like, you know, was just looking out for her brother, you know, who got out of jail, but she was like always scared of him. So he was wanted by the feds, and she knew this. So she was pretty certain that he was gonna, you know, kill her children, and her boyfriend. So she convinced him to, there goes my dog. She convinces him to, you know, let her go check the mail. And when he lets her go check the mail, because she sees the mail lady, sorry, I like lost my train of thought. She told the mail lady that, you know, this guy, my brother, he's holding me and my boyfriend hostage. He's gonna kill us. You know, he's wanted by the feds. Can you please like call the cops for me or whatever? He's gonna kill us. Like, you have to do it. Like, and thank God the mail lady believed her, and so she called the feds, and they came and, you know, got him, and he was hiding behind the fridge. I never heard of that before, but I guess he thought he was going to be able to get away with hiding behind the fridge, but, you know, obviously they caught him, and she, like, said, you know, like, he's behind the fridge. So, yeah, that was the end of his reign. It's real sad because, like, we were teenagers, so it's really possible that it could have went another way that day, and praise God that it didn't. I don't know why he was, like, so convincible, or, you know, like, easily convinced. I guess by the grace of God, he was easily convinced to, you know, to go do something else, or to let me go do this one thing before you get what you want. So I guess we were, like, all bargaining with him, and we all just kept calm the whole time. So I would say that if you're ever in a situation, the best thing to do is to, like, just always remain extremely calm. And you'll know when you need to not remain calm and, like, fight for your life or whatever the case is. But, you know, our parents could have been without children on that day. And his sister, you know, she could have been gone, the kids could have been gone. And he's in jail right now serving 30 years. What's kind of crazy, like, this guy, like, always trying to teach me a lesson. Like, he always explained things that he did. And even after the event, like, we had spoken, like, we spoke, and he was just always trying to teach me something. He was always trying to school me on, like, don't smile when you walk past people, like, keep your head down, don't look nobody in the eye, like, just mean mug them all the time, and, you know, things like that. Like, he was, I don't even know if you want to say he was in my head, but, you know, I should have known a lot better at 18, but some people do have young minds at 18. So, yeah, that was my little story. I'm gonna go finish this up real quick, and then I'll be right back. We're gonna call this little look right here done. Put some little pink and purple underneath, and put some mascara on. I don't know how you guys do lashes, because lashes, you know, I tried the individual ones and ripped off about half my lashes. They're still growing in, they're like, we're spaced out and just looking so hideous. But we've lived past that, so whatever. Yeah, so hopefully you guys were able to keep up with my storytelling. You know, a lot of crazy stuff has happened to me in my 31 years, and, you know, I'm extremely grateful that I made it out of all of them in one piece. I want to share my domestic abuse story with you guys. And I just want to tell you guys, like, you know, different things that have happened to me while I'm putting on my makeup. Not that they happened while I was putting on my makeup, but you know what I mean. Because I feel like somebody somewhere needs to hear it. And that someone is going to take from it something, or people can relate to it, and just know that you're not alone, you know? there are some interesting individuals out there. And you know, you just have to be grateful in life that you made it, And then we can tell our kids to don't be dumb F's like us, right? Right. So we're gonna put some little highlighter. You know, I usually do like a lot of contouring and all that. I only did my nose because, you know, I've been breaking out. And I realized that when I put, like, when I do my regular contour, yo, crater city, pepperoni face, like, there's nothing cute about having razzle-dazzle, like, zits on your face, okay? Nothing. So, but the stash of the nose, like, yeah, I can't stop doing it, you know? So, yeah. Obviously, this makeup is super intense for some people, and for others, it's on point. It may look a little harsh because, you know, the lighting is all like extra lights. But this is how I love my makeup. And, you know, YouTube has introduced me to makeup, and I have watched many thousands upon thousands of hours of YouTube videos. And so that's why I kind of have like a little space in my heart for it. And I have such good stories, like interesting stories to tell you guys. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys learned something. I hope you learned something, and you know, just trust your instinct and try not to freak out, because in some situations that's like the absolute worst thing you can do. So deuces. Oh wait, I lied. You know, I gotta always end it with a little We're not gonna cover my hair because I'm not gonna like OT. Alright, this time I mean it. Deuces.